What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to y'all with a quick video. I wanted to let you guys know I got some new merchandise available, not just t-shirt anymore. I got different type of t-shirt, different type of shirts and logos that you can purchase on my spread shirt, and also hoodies now. We have expanded and added more to the channel and more merchandise for the brand. Thanks for supporting. It will be in the description and the links will be in the comment section below. Thanks for helping me and supporting the movement. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis. I'm going to check out the video. What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to y'all on that Wednesday, giving y'all that Pau Gasol. He's decided to do a one-year deal with the Portland Trail Blazers. Trailblazers made a lot of moves earlier in free agency. They kind of cooled down for the last couple days. And Paul Gasol is a guy that got injured. He was a guy that was highly sought after when he got bought out and got picked up by the Bucks. I was actually surprised that he played for the Bucks, but at the same time, Paul Gasol was able to get on the team that went to the Eastern Conference Finals. Crazy part about it, the Portland Trailblazers was in the Western Conference Finals last year, and they made it just as far as the Bucks. So this is a team that got a lot of hype. I'm not just going to talk about Paul Gasol. I'm going to talk about the Blazers at this point right now. This is a team that has been together. Their core nucleus has had multiple seasons together. CJ, Dame, and Nurkic. Nurkic got injured in 2 playoff appearances. One, he was able to come back, and last year he wasn't. I like Nurkic. I feel that he can play. I feel like he is a guy that I want on my team. I did an NBA breakdown of Nurkic when he was a rookie, and I liked him then. He was something special for the Nuggets. Obviously, they had to pick between him or Jokic, and it ended up working well because they got some good assets for Nurkic, and Nurkic was able to go to another spot that needed his toughness. He improved their defense and made them an all-around better team with an inside-out punch, and it gave them a pick-and-roll threat and somebody that can set good screens and give them good space so that way they can get shots up and off clean without having to always take tough contested shots. And that's something that we seen for last year. They had to work a lot harder because they didn't have Nurkic, because they had to play Cantor so many minutes. They didn't have another guy that can really go in there and give them that physicality and that toughness. And if they would have had Cantor and Nurkic, it would have made them a lot tougher, a lot deeper, and it would give them a little bit more versatility because they have 2 different games. So I think when I look at Portland, this is a team that's very interesting. A lot of people giving them a lot of respect for what they did, getting to the Western Conference Finals, beating a team like Denver, who was the highest seed and was one of the best teams in the entire NBA all season, and they was able to close them out, which was very, very impressive. And we didn't really see that coming. I even picked Denver to win that series, and I was wrong because Portland ended up winning it instead. But what I will say at the end of the day is Portland has been a team that has really believed in loyalty. They have stand by Terry Stotts. They have stood by and paid Damian Lillard. They look like they're going to be committed to CJ, even though they're getting older and they have never been to the finals. They really believe in this backcourt, and they really believe in keeping this backcourt together. They're one of the best duos, not just one of the best backcourts. Dame and CJ is one of the best duos in the entire NBA. And with the West being wide open, I feel like they made some good moves, getting Rodney Hood back, making a trade for Hassan Whiteside to have that defensive anchor if Nurkic do decide to go down like he did before. Like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, they still do have another guy that can anchor that defense and give them the rebounding and give them that size and that toughness. And that's something that they didn't have once Nurkic went down, because then they had to play other guys in those minutes because Enes Kanter couldn't play defense like Hassan and Nurkic, and he was a beast on the boards, but he also injured his shoulder, and he wasn't the same Enes Kanter. He still was productive, but he wasn't the same Enes Kanter, mainly because of the shoulder injury. It limited him. He still tried to get what he can give, and it was better than nothing. But just imagine having Nurkic and being able to bring Cantor off the bench, or being able to use both of them at the same time to really have that big lineup out there. And I feel like that's where Paul Gasol comes in. Paul Gasol has always been a respectable player. People all around the league, around the world, feel like he's a Hall of Famer. He still can produce. You can't teach 7 feet. It's something that they always said, and it's true. If you're born a 7-footer, that's God given. at the end of the day. And a lot of players like me, I wish I could be 7 feet sometimes because you're so close to the basket, and it's a lot easier when you're so tall that you can just float it in there and get the basket in there, and you don't have to jump that much to get the ball to go in. So it's a God-given ability, and Paul Gasol has the touch. He has the championship pedigree. He also has the ability to still impact games. We're not expecting Paul Gasol to be a 30-minute player anymore. We're not expecting Paul Gasol to be a huge part and going to change the way the Portland Trailblazer is. You're just asking Paul Gasol to be there as an insurance policy that if you have or if you want to go big or you need another big or somebody's out for 2 to 3 weeks, that's big. You got a guy that's productive that can come in there, set screens, knock down a couple of jumpers, get 5 to 6 rebounds, and give you some free throw shooting, even in the late seconds, because he always been a good free throw shooter, and a guy that you can run your offense through because he can still pass, he can still post up, and he still can play in the high post. Paul Gasol obviously ain't the player that he used to be, but he is older. But, I thought Paul Gasol, just to be honest, he said he was going to think about retirement. I didn't really think Paul Gasol was actually going to retire. I thought that he would try to come back another season, and he ended up doing that by going to the Blazers. I don't know how much he got left in the tank after this year because he is coming off an injury that took him out of the entire playoffs. So I got to see how he plays after this injury and that he's older. And honestly and truthfully, the power forward and center position is getting more mobile, more athletic. A lot of guys are playing that small ball 4, small ball 5. And Paul Gasol, honestly, he's not that defender anymore. He's not that guy that can switch and guard multiple positions anymore. He's a guy that is a little bit of a liability. That's what I'm saying. He's not going to be a 20 to 25 minute person anymore. He's just going to be a guy that, depending on if the team go big or somebody gets injured, he can still give you quality minutes for a short spurt of time throughout the season. And he can be there for that leadership, and he can be there as a mentor to a guy like Nurkic that is still trying to develop his offensive game and still trying to be the future for this center position because he is younger than CJ and Dame, and they took a gamble on him. And I think Paul Gasol can rub some of that soft touch, some of that post work off on Nurkic if they can spend some time together. They are going to be going to training camp, so hopefully they can really get Nurkic a little bit better offensively because they're going to need it. Anytime you can get better, anytime you can do it something different that can really help your team win, why not try to increase your ceiling? Why not try to get better? And I feel like Paul Gasol is only going to help. This is a guy that was the #1 pick. This is a guy that gave you 20 points, 10 rebounds. This is a guy that has won multiple championships, has won 2 in a row, has been to the Western Conference Finals, has been to the Eastern Conference Finals, has been the #1 option, the secondary option, the third option, sometimes even the fourth option. Depending on if you like that Kobe and Dwight Howard that season, whoever you like better, he was probably the third or the fourth option on that team. So he has done it all. He has seen it all, and he has a lot of knowledge and experience because he played overseas. He won medals and he won titles, and he has been a very cool, laid-back guy that you can talk to, and he is really very vocal on the court and off the court. And I think that that's something that this young team needs. They're trying to get over the hump. They're trying to do what they haven't done before with CJ and Dame, and let's get to the finals with a chance to win the title. So I think that this move isn't going to be overrated, underrated. I just feel like this is just a smart move in general. Get a guy that has size, that has touch, that can pass the ball, still can set the screens and just do the little small things. And Paul Gasol can do that. I'd rather have Paul Gasol on my roster than not, even at his age right now, even coming off injury, because I know what he brings to the table and I know what he does out on and off the court, and that's more valuable than $5 million because he's not even getting $1 million for what I heard. And even if he does, he's not going to get it because tax is going to take that. So he's not really doing it for the money. He's not really doing it to be a big part of this team. He's doing it because they had interest in bringing him in, and it was mutual. We want Paul Gasol on the team. He wants to come here and do his role and do what he knows, what he's told to role before he signs the contract. So I just feel like this is just a move to get some veteran leadership in there, to get a winner, a champion that has won on multiple levels in different areas and different places around the country, and just come in and just enjoy being around some youth. Enjoy being around some guys that's trying to get to where you got and try to do what you've been done. And I think that the Blazers need something like that. They haven't really had too many veterans that had winning pedigrees, throughout the years that they have Dame and CJ that actually won titles and actually played in those finals games. And Paul Gasol has done both. So I think this is something new, something different. And like I said, I can see this working out well for even Nurkic, who they really need to continue to develop so they can have that higher ceiling and have that a more balanced offense, because he has really changed and evolved as a player, and I think Paul Gasol can help him take another level offensively too, and he can just teach him some small things to clean up defensively, and I think that's something that you can't really put a price on. That's something that you can't really get. Even if it's for free, it's valuable. Even if it's for a couple months, it's valuable, and I'd rather have that than not if I'm Terry Stotts and the Portland Trailblazers. So I like the move. I think it's smart. I think it makes sense, and both sides seem like this is what they both wanted. And like I said, I think we just got to see how Paul Gasol does in those 5 to 15-minute spurts, and we'll see if he can be able to make it back to the NBA next season, which he might be able to do it, but he looked a little beat up and he looked a little exhausted. And I don't know if he can handle the grind of an 82-game season. So I don't really see Paul Gasol playing that many minutes, a ton of minutes. And I don't really see him being that huge of an impact when it comes to in-game basketball. But everything else, I think that he can really be something special for this Portland Trailblazer team. And like I said, they need somebody like Paul Gasol anyway. So now you have him, and now we get to see what's going to happen with them. So it's always good to have those type of guys around, especially when they done it all, seen it all, and lived through it all at the end of the day. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think it matters? Do you think it don't matter? At the end of the day, do you think this can help him? Will it hurt him? Do you think that he's better than a lot of other players that's available? Is he the player that they need? Is this the type of player that they need? Or do you think that it won't matter anyway because the Blazers are good and they're going to be one of the best teams in the West like they always have been, and they'll be fine even without him? Whatever you feel, let me know in the comment section below. And, this is just a fun pickup for the Portland Trailblazers in my personal opinion. Let me know what you guys think, though. Check out my Facebook page, analysisplayground.com. Link in the description, comment section below. Check out my website, analysisplayground.com. Link in the description, comment section below. Thanks for everybody that likes on Facebook. Thanks for everybody that likes the videos. Thanks for everybody that comments. I like the activity that you guys have shown. I answered comments that make sense, if that makes sense. And also, at the end of the day, if you like this video, check out my older videos on my channel. I have many playlists. I break down rookies. I break down players. I break down summer league. I do cover the draft, and I got a mock draft up already. Not only that, I do podcasts, and I also talk about the game of basketball, whether it comes to summer league, free agency, trade deadline, buyouts, and also I cover top 10 discussions and stuff like that. So you like this type of video, you like the NBA, check out my older videos and my playlists. I enjoy making these videos. You guys enjoy watching. I'm gone.